Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Dwarf Fortress, and we are going to start this one off with a bang, as the Forgotten Beast, Yonali Moba, has come. A gigantic three-eyed python has thin wings of stretched skin, and it undulates rhythmically. Its gray scales are blocky and set far apart. Beware its noxious secretions. Alright, so... Alright, so earlier on, we had a visit by some sort of, like, were-ass or something, and had misidentified it as a Forgotten Beast. And it wasn't. There was a reason that, you know, it did go down, and it did kill a couple of people, I think, or killed one dwarf and one dog, but then we were able to take it down with a single bolt. That was not actually a Forgotten Beast. This is a real, for true Forgotten Beast. And, there is a very, very good chance that this is going to mess up our stuff in real horrendous ways. Apparently, some of its stuff is already fractured, though, which is kind of interesting. Huh. Body's dented, head is dented. That's quite curious. Now, the problem is it can fly. And that's pretty bad because... Where's my hotkey for one of these areas? Well, because we have areas open to the air for this thing. This thing can easily come into our fortress and start wrecking everything. So we're gonna have to take a look at our military right away. Got 2 full squads set up. That is good. Frankly, I'm gonna set up a 3rd squad over here. We're gonna set up a 3rd squad of archers if we can pull it off. And it didn't steal anyone from there. No. And yeah, let's just quickly grab people from the bottom here. Whoops! I stole someone from another squad. Someone from the range squad. There we go. Okay. So, we've got 3 squads set up. We are going to have them all activate and walk somewhere. Maybe somewhere like here. Just to get them all together. A, B, C. Move over here. Hopefully they will equip themselves as well. We will do that. Next, we will... Oops, what did I hit? Okay, hopefully everything is okay. Where's the other uninvited guest over here? Alright, let's keep an eye on it. Where is it heading? So back up? No? Down? I've lost it. Oh man, this thing is going to be so freaking bad for us. Up. That's it. That's the big question mark there. It's just where the hell is it going? And are we going to be able to kill it before it takes out your entire fortress? I don't know exactly where it's going. I realize there might be some weird background noises from something I'm running in the background. Oh, there we go. Is it actually fighting with stuff? It's fighting with these ant people. Oh, well that's good for us. I mean, it's probably going to slaughter all of them. But if it can take a little bit of damage in return, that would be awfully nice. Anything relevant? I don't think so. And we'll be able to take a look at it with the V key here. Check the status. Oh, it is taking some damage. That's fantastic. Now, I don't want to throw my dwarves in there quite yet. I want to wait before... wait until this combat sort of dies down one way or another, because I'm hoping that... I mean, I don't want my dwarves to get occupied fighting with the ant people when there's a Forgotten Beast around. Forgotten Beast had enraged itself. It's actually not quite as scary as I thought it might be. Although it's got that poisonous breath or something? Noxious fumes, and I don't know if it's really been using it. Noxious secretions. Its mouth is bruised. Well, that's good. Yeah, it's not that good at killing actual Ant-Man, so it's a good sign. A giant rat is stealing stuff? God damn. Alright. I'm going to cancel those orders at this point. Just let them resume whatever they were doing for a sec. Because we don't need them yet. Okay, yeah, this thing is not super scary. Or the ant people are way scarier than I gave them credit for. Like, if they're able to go toe-to-toe with this thing for such a long amount of time... There we go. Okay, so They have all died at this point. Well, all the ones that were fighting. There were a few more, like, kicking around. And yeah, it looks like the Forgotten Beast is going after them too. Okay, well, as long as it busies itself fighting these things instead of going after my dwarves, it won't be quite so terrifying. But eventually it's going to turn around to our fortress, unless it somehow gets murdered here. So, how's the rest of it going? Well, I've cleared out a little area here. I'm clearing out a larger area up here to use for stockpiles and potentially additional additional workshops, or maybe even some sleeping quarters or something for the people who are working there. Still fighting with the Ant-Man. So as soon as we can actually dedicate a little bit more attention to that, we're going to go ahead and set up all those, all the magma workshops, magma forges, magma smelters, that sort of thing, so that we can get our iron industry going really well. As I recall, we have iron. I'm not 100% sure, though. Maybe we don't. I can't remember off the top of my head. So I suppose I could check our bar status, but I'm mostly interested in just watching the combat. Alright, right down here, bars. Iron bars, gold bars, zinc, tin, charcoal. Yeah, we only have the one iron bar, so I guess we're not actually creating iron ourselves. We may have imported one or something like that, but I guess it's going to be mostly like bronze or copper weapons. We have silver, though, right? So we can make heavy types of things. Still fighting the ant people. Now, what is this being oozed behind here? Is this the noxious whatevers, or is it blood? Oh, there's miasma. Alright. Okay, well, if that's continuing to go on, so the way you get your magma smelters to work. So build an E for furnace, for example. So we'll start with the magma smelter. So when you try to position it, you'll notice there's one X that is somewhat darker than the others. This X right here. That represents an unwalkable place. So I like to... Well, actually, okay. These smelters have to be built on top of magma. And so what you do is you tend to channel out one hole so that it exposes magma. And I tend to put that right where this unwalkable area is, just to prevent any sort of weird disasters where someone accidentally walks through something. What is H to channel? So something like that. Put another one here. Another one here. Another one here. That should be plenty for the smelters. Way more than is necessary. Then we want, under workshop, there's a magma forge. Is there not? Magma forge, yes. It is hotkey V. So same sort of thing, except the X's are in slightly different positions. So I'm going to build them along the bottom here. And go designate, oops, channel. Like that, like that. Like that. So we'll get 4 and 4. Meanwhile, it's got a tiny straight scar, like it's already healed some of its injuries. And it's not injured in any sort of real way. It's taking virtually no actual damage whatsoever, which has me terrified for our upcoming combat. We'll see what we can do. Well, I guess everyone's still busy digging this area out, so they're not going to be channeling quite yet. There's a surprising number of idlers, actually. Did I not properly set the... Oops, that's not what I'm looking for. The auto labor? Yeah, should be on. So maybe we just don't have enough mining picks. Okay, I'm not hearing combat sounds anymore. That's not good. He's probably killed off all the Ant-Man. Let's go take a look at him. Creature zoom. Well, he's just standing there. Maybe he doesn't know how to reach our dwarves. That would be a really, really good sign. So we're just going to have to keep an eye on the combat log to see if anything crazy starts to happen. Oh, there we go. Most of these are being dug out. So let's go ahead and set up the magma smelters. Here. 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 And here. And we'll set up the forges as soon as that last place gets dug out. Just like to do everything in a chunk. Build workshop V for magma forge. So now we will no longer need fuel for most things. However, it's not quite perfect because certain reactions, like making steel, for example, still needs charcoal. But we won't need it for the majority of the work, so the charcoal that we have is going to go a much, much longer way. Alright. Yeah, still no combat log. I think... Yeah, we might get away without anything horrible happening to us. Okay, here we go. It's rested up. It's going to kill the last Ant-Man. And... I was going to say it is wandering around after all, but no, it's really not doing too much. Thank God. Alright, we can set up a few stockpiles here. Bars and blocks. We'll make a really big one. And then another one for maybe stone, but even then I don't know. Sure. We will have to change what kind of stone is stored here though, because we don't necessarily want everything. We want metal ores for sure, and I actually don't care about the rest. Mostly just metal ores we want to store here. And we could set up stockpiles for weapons and such, but I don't mind people carting the weapons to the thing right at the very top. Wheelbarrows here are fine. Just because, like, the weapons are relatively light, they won't take that long to cart, and I think most of what we want the weapons for, having them near the surface is going to be just fine and lovely. So we're waiting for some people. Okay. To do it, luckily we have no idlers, so I guess the auto labor is working properly. And then, yeah, we'll get our metal industry going like crazy, and we should be able to defend ourselves very well, with the caveat that we're not really building a proper set of walls or anything like that. We've got the barest minimum of traps, and I'm really hoping that at some point, you know, we'll start to get some sieges, and everything will go absolutely horrible and fall apart as invaders come that we are not really well prepared to defend ourselves. Apparently there's some warm stone over here, which I'm quite surprised at. We're going to wait to see what happens. And that, getting cat sounds. Why are we getting cat sounds? Oh, because they're growing up to become a cat. We do have a lot of animals still. Probably going to go on another big butchering spree at some point. Yeah, I don't care about the warm stone. Do we have all these set to be... No, used for burial. I don't know if we have much in the way of dead right now. Okay. But if we do, we want them to be buried. If ever you can't recover someone's actual body, you can make a memorial slab. That works out pretty well for them. And the reason you do this sort of thing is because if whoa, what is rotting in here? If you don't bury someone, oh, it's the rotten stew that someone left in here. If you don't bury someone, then their ghosts come back to haunt you. Which is more annoying than actually dangerous, but it's certainly a little bit annoying. Still construction inactive. What did everyone start doing? We had like 1 trillion idlers a second ago. Well, people are probably, oh, bringing things down to the stockpile. That's why. Okay, someone had a boy, which I really couldn't care about. Babies do not concern me. Do I have traders? No merchants, okay. Yes, warm stone, I got it. You don't have to pause every damn time. Oh, that's why. Yeah, I suppose that's possibly a valid concern. Let's go ahead and remove that designation. Because there could actually be something bad there. I think let's go up to 3 wheelbarrows in both of these. I think it's actually worthwhile. No. And they're too busy hauling things to actually, like, set up the buildings. But that's alright. We do want all this stuff down here at some point. So, how many dwarves do we actually have? 134. That's a lot of people. And they're almost all busy doing something, which makes me incredibly happy. Like, I love this auto labor tool. Not having to micromanage people in Dwarf Therapist is, I don't know, it's really quite nice. Makes the gameplay just flow a lot smoother. It's almost too smooth at this point. But as we continue to increase the amount of created wealth in our fortress, we are going to continue to attract more and more bad guys and sieges and ambushes and all that kind of good stuff. So, I think we are still... oh, wow. This is quite the short queue. We want rock mugs, 30. Rock mug, 30. And another one. That should keep us busy for a good long time. Are we brewing drinks? We are brewing drinks. How are we for other things? Pretty good. Decent amount of food, plants, all that kind of good stuff. There's a bunch of plants waiting to be picked, actually. Why is he moving so slow? How heavy could a plant possibly be? That's weird. Well, that big bad evil monster has not come to kill us all yet, so that makes me pretty happy. Looks like this stuff is not quite set up yet. Do we still have those smelters up here? Yeah, let's go ahead and remove the metalsmith's forge. Leatherwork is fine. The smelter we're going to get rid of. The wood furnace we can leave up here. That's fine. Just because we do need to replenish our charcoal supply from time to time. But other than that, we're doing pretty good. It sucks that we don't have more bins. We really have a shortage of bins? Wooden bun. Wooden bin. That's let's make 30 of them. Because we want to be able to store more things in bins. They're, like, for lots of reasons. It's a lot easier to transport one bin than 30 separate objects. Plus, it takes up a lot less room. And it just looks nicer. Like, we have tons and tons of goblets or mugs left over in the trade room, trade house, just because there's no room for them. And it feels like my dwarves are moving really, really slowly. Like, my frame rate is not being very good right now. So we actually may cut this episode short, and while I explore what might be happening in the background to make things slower. I mean, yeah, we're getting more and more dwarves, and our fortress has expanded quite a bit, so then you start getting FPS death from pathfinding issues, but I don't think that should be the issue at this point. I don't know. There we go, people bring down anvils. One thing, if you start playing with the Masterwork mod, it can actually trim down it can improve your FPS dramatically. It's a fantastic mod for that. It's also quite fun to play, although there are some really mean monsters in there. Like, as you're mining out, you're gonna, like, just bump into completely random monsters at very inopportune times. Well, let's, you're gonna smelt all the gold in our fortress. Need more plump helmet spawn. Well, we've got lots of plump helmets, so we should get more seeds for it pretty soon. One question is, how many actual carpentry workshops do we have? Carpenters. We do have 2. Okay, good. Just so we should be able to crank out those bins pretty quickly. We've got some sort of animal over here that's kind of having a bad time. This alpaca. Oh, it's a pet alpaca. Hopefully they don't need to be actually, like, pastured, do they? I don't know, maybe they do. I guess we can filter out anything that doesn't need to graze. Filter out anything that's not currently pastured. Oh, there's quite a few things that we actually have to set up here. Some things were in cages. But that pet alpaca doesn't seem to be part of the list. Yeah, this game is awfully quiet when there's no combat going on. Do I have it set to play? Yeah, I have it set to play everything. I don't know why it's not playing much in the way of music. Or is it and I just can't hear it? Oh yeah, it's there in the background, not very loud. Alright, we got a second one of these built. You are going to smelt all the silver. Oh! The Forgotten Beast is fighting again. Okay, where is it? Okay, it's fighting another Ant-Man. That's fine. I'm totally okay with that. You can fight Ant-Man all day long. Baby boy, who cares? Children are useless. Construction nearly done. Although, is this not a child? Oh, this is someone with their child building this up. Yeah, actually, children are worse than useless in this game because they just tend to get in your way and slow up parents. So what are you going to smelt? You're going to smelt the sphalerite. And these are all done. Great. Okay, so let's take a look at our stocks again. Here, and then the bars, which were here. So lots of gold, some, there we go, some tin, and silver. And if I look at my military, check their equipment, this is the melee one especially. Yeah, there needs to be a lot more. Everyone's got weapons, but they don't have much in the way of armor. The leather people are actually fine, and these guys will also be a little bit more leather, so we can actually create a bit more of that. So what do we want to do? We want to create... I don't know how good silver is for armor, but silver, like, breastplate? No, what? Oh, that's inconvenient. I think we are getting copper, though. I think some of these ores might have copper. I'm not sure. We're going to find out. Tetrahedrite. And I think that's it. Steel bars, but can't really make it. We might be able to melt down some things, though. Which is, yes, melt a metal object. We can add a job for that. Oh, I forgot to set repeat. God damn it. Repeat there, repeat there, repeat there. Okay. But what I have to do is flag things to be melted down. So what you can do, you can go into your stocks, and it's kind of a pain in the ass, but you can go into like the weapons list, for example. First of all, we're going to reclaim things that have been forbidden. Oh, that's the antlion one. And anything that's like not really in a position that I'd want to use it as is, or like if I have too many weapons, what I can do is decide to melt some of them down. Like steel crossbows, there's not much point in having them. Let's melt that down, because there's not an advantage to having a crossbow made out of that kind of metal. Wooden weapons. Oh, we don't actually have that much like awesome stuff. Let's unforbid this bronze breastplate. Yeah, it's mostly all leather. Oops. Which makes sense, I suppose. Okay, so we're not going to get much of that. We'll have to wait until our first goblin invasion. Then we can melt all their crap down and make awesome armor for our guys. But, can we make... What can we make out of silver? Oh, nothing, really. Okay. What else did we have? A little bit of zinc. We're not going to make armor out of zinc. Or tin? No. Well, I guess they're kind of screwed, but we can make a bunch more leather armor anyway. Because I'm sure... Here, let's make 20 suits of that. Leather helm. 20. Leather gauntlet. Glove. 20. Leather boots. There, that's a pretty good set. Oh, and leather breeches. Pants? Leggings? I guess leggings. There, so we can get some leather armor going anyway for people, which will help them. But it doesn't do much for our metal industry. On the other hand, like, why did it get canceled again? There. Oh. Needs tetrahedrite. Well, that's weird. Why is it an option in the list if I don't have any? That's very bizarre. Alright, we've got some exploratory branches on some of these levels, right? What kind of stuff do we have? Gems. Oh, what's this? Yeah, more silver. Well, I guess we'll do that. I think there's a hotkey for it, but I can never remember. So we want VDig. No? Dig V. Is it? There we are. Just to save a little bit of time. We'll quickly identify the veins. Actually, there's even a 3D version of it. Just so much less annoying than individually flagging all these fields here. Dig VX, that's what I want. Boom. Oh, wow. So that'll give us tons and tons and tons of silver. So we should be in good shape there. I'm still not happy with my frame rate. They have improved a little bit, but I think we're going to cut this here. Yeah, still finding the Ant-Man. And I'm going to go take a look at that, and we're going to come back next time. See ya, folks. Bye-bye.